Hey everybody, Engineered Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we built this giant excavator. Alright, so here is our excavator. I haven't really settled on a name. I think it's between a crab and a mantis shrimp, I think is the two. I totally agree. It has that kind of armature on the front, and then the top kind of looks like a crab shell. So I don't really know which way to go. I'm thinking either mantis shrimp or crab, which kind of keeps with the lobster theme of sea creatures, so that works. Let's go through a little bit of a walkthrough. We can't get up the front until it turns around on its side, but there is access on the back. If we come through here, we've got access all the way down. I still haven't replaced any of these with stowage. I should probably do that so we can get some lights in here. Anyway, we'll come up this side. Our O2 tank is off for some reason. Oh, I turned it off on purpose. That's right, for the airlock. We can come up this side and get around. We kind of clip through the wheel, but that's all right. And then up here we have a landing pad. We'll get a tardigrade up here. I hope that beacon is not too close. I think it's okay for the tardigrade to land up there. And we come down here and we can get into our cockpit. We can go back down around. When this guy is turned 90 degrees, you can walk out here onto the ladders. Let's get inside before the radiation gets us. And here is the cockpit. I've got the vent depressurized for now. Alright, so here is our giant excavator. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way so we can get a silo coming off those pipes over there. Alright, let's just pull it out over here for now. And we can just take this ladder and we drop all the way down. So we hit the ground and we are good. And then we got a little connector underneath here. I think we might build a pad out here for this guy to park up. For the most part, we'll have the tardigrade shuttle material back and forth where it needs to go. We'll probably have two. We'll have a tardigrade that comes here to get ice and we'll put a filter on it. That it only loads itself with ice. And then we have a refinery on here that's been like getting the stone. We might get other material with it anyway. And we'll have another tardigrade that'll take it back to either this base or the main base silos. Probably the main base silos would be the better option. Alright, let's head back to the main base and get the lobster so we can get a silo welded up. I feel like I'm shrunken. I feel like I'm like in a miniaturized version of myself. This thing is enormous. Like, it feels like I should be walking next to a small grid, but I feel like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something. Do I have... I do. I have a building spot right there. Let's get a projector. Is projector in with the programmable block? No. Okay. Alright, let's get a blueprint of the silo. For some reason I thought the ladder was in the center because I was thinking this would go right in the center of it and then we could have pipes on either side. But we've got a ladder offset. Which, that makes sense. That's not quite what I was recalling. Like, that feels pretty good right there. But then we're going to come out right in line with it, which doesn't help with the piping. Or does it? If the piping is on, it lines up on that side, doesn't it? Alright, I'm standing here debating whether we should have two silos. We have two pipes. We have one pipe going off this way, and one pipe, you know, go off this way, and we have silo over here for food and a silo over here for ice. I wonder if that would be good. I mean, we could filter it, that it could go back and forth. And we do have the garage over here that is going to load up, and then we had this pad up here that was going to unload food. But maybe we just have this for workers, that this is how the workers get here, is either land here or they get driven into the garage here. And that's how they get into the farm. But the actual food and stuff is stored over there, and we can have a tardigrade land on this pad to bring food back and bring ice over. That is pretty tempting, actually. I think we might do that, because I'm always needing a landing pad to bring, you know, one of the ships or something as we're flying around. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll just tee off like this, so we can get to the other side. Yeah, something like that. Let's back it off too. Alright, there we go. Something like that, and we'll have the pipe go in there. I can't have it connected because I want to filter them. So something like that. Okay, yeah, maybe something like that, and we'll carry this catwalk down to here, and then maybe we get around to the other side somehow. Alright, well, let's see if we can build from the cockpit today. This might work out a little bit better. That's not what I wanted. I want a scaffold. Hey, look at that, we can place stuff today. How do I want to do this? How do I want to get into this thing? Because we have a ladder over on, well, the other side, but it could be this side if we wanted it to be. We could do a mirror. And do we like these guys facing each other like that? We'd have this kind of like archway. I mean, I guess we could. All right, I think I might do this a little bit different. What if we did this? This guy comes off like this, and there is a one-sided one. Yes, there is. Is there a, there's a corner. We might end up doing a section off of it to have a ladder down. That might be the better thing, but let's just go with this for now. All right, there we go, like this, and then we'll connect back over to the side of it with a T. Okay, the storm is finally clearing. I did knock the radiation down to medium, so it is still going up, but I don't think it's going up as quick. So I don't know what was going on when we first tested it, that we had it at medium, and we were getting 0 radiation at all. Not really sure what the deal was there, but did turn it back to medium, so hopefully we're not going to get so overcharged. I feel like it was a bit much. All right, there we go. I'm thinking something like this. We're kind of in the ice field, and I'm okay with that. We're overhanging a little bit. It just lines up better with the foundation down here into the voxels, and I don't know if I really want to mess with these voxels anyway. It's so close to the base. I hate messing with voxels more than I have to, just for aesthetics reasons. I think I might build that one there. It won't be the ore one. It'll be ice or food. And then the ice one will go here, and then we can create a pad right here in front for this guy to park up to, which will have, you know, like the pipe come under the ground and a piston or a hinge or something come up to get that bottom hinge there, really to charge it up more than anything. All right, I think that's going to work right there. We'll move the ladder to the other side. I wish I had a mirrored version of this. Put the ladder on this side and solid on that side, and then the other silo will be just fine. So the blueprint for the other one will be just fine. Let's see, do I got this spun the right way? There we go. Up and up. And this would go all the way down. That guy is going to be the piping instead, right? Because, yeah, what was this? Oh, that was another interior block. Okay, ladder there, that, and I think this is just going to be a solid block. Yeah, because it's getting covered anyway. And then we put our piping in here. Yeah, I think that almost covers it. I don't think we're going to have those grading on there, but we will have it on this one. And then we should be good. Let's see how much of this we can get welded up, and then we'll make some adjustments as we need to. Okay, I think that's going to work, and then we can climb up here. We might have to paint the one yellow, just so we know what floor we're supposed to be on. I think it's this one. Hop off. We can crawl around here. And we can get all the way to the base. I think that will work great. We'll have another silo right there. Sweet. I like it. I think, though, that needs to be a corridor. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Solid. Looks like it matches in with that. Now we can get up to here, and then we can put pipe across the top of that. Alright, so those letters need to go away as well. We don't really have anything on this side. We definitely could. Do we want this to be A? Maybe? Alright, let's see. Then up here, this is wrong. Alright, that's right. The locker was holding on the railings. I forgot about that. Okay, we don't want that at all. I think we'll just cover that up with a block for now. You know, we may end up putting a turret on there anyway, and then we can get rid of that turret on that corner and clean up that roof again, because we kind of made it a little messy to get a turret on there. I have a feeling we're going to run out of girder soon, but see what we can do. Oh, we finally ran out of parts. What are we missing? Construction components. Wow. Alright, then piping all the way across. We might switch it up here and put like a mid support, because I also need to get some sorters in here, but let's at least get these guys up here and attached for strength, because I don't really trust it. Oh, that's wrong. That's right. We're going to use a corridor there. Oops. Yeah, we don't have a T, but we have the intersection. There it is. That works. Maybe we can come down with a pipe down or something. I don't know. All right, back to base once more. I'm glad we didn't build this too far away. This is a little annoying. Supposed to be the easy part, just building 2 silos. We built an entire base Guess I had the Hemet there to help me with another set of cargo, but still. Hey, look at that, we're actually getting low on components. We got a bunch of metal grid because I don't really build in heavy armor. Thrusters and detector components, which we don't really need. We could probably grind those down. But yeah, for the most part, we are getting pretty low on material here. Alright, that's looking pretty good. We definitely need some support over here. Maybe we can cantilever off of this and come out and support it. We'll see how it looks when we get the other one on here. Alright, let's move the projector here to get the other silo. Let's see, like 5? 27, and then let's do not only buildable. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have it right there. Yeah, that works. And that actually shouldn't be that way. That was there just for the signage, wasn't it? Right, there we go. I think we've got it all wrapped up, and I got food on this side, and then ice over on this side. I think that's going to work great. So now we'll have 2 different tardigrades that'll land here and here. This will transport food to our base. That'll transport ice from our excavator here over to here. That'll be good. I did leave a port over there for the gun, so we can get this guy taken off. Let's just take him down. There we go. I'll get him put over here. Let's see, we want to increase his range. I think it's defaulted. Yeah, there we go. Well, if it was actually touching the container, that might look okay, but it looks like it's just floating out in space right now. So that doesn't really work. Unless we were to cage around the container. I kind of like the container the way it is. Okay, well, never mind on that one. Let's see, we need a support somewhere in here then. We can just come up, I don't know, probably just right here. Alright, there we go. Something like this, and I ran out of steel plate, because of course I did. Alright, then here we can carry these guys on like this, and we can make... did I do that wrong? Oh, I did that wrong. Alright, that guy doesn't need to go there. That one needs to go there. Where is the crisscross applesauce? There we go. Junction. There we go. That makes more sense. Otherwise, there's going to be a really long support. Alright, that helps a lot. That looks a lot better. Now that we've got some support over there, I don't mind that cantilever out there so bad. Okay, so I want sorters here is what we're going to do, and we're going to have them supported. I guess I could have supported them off the side, but I think they'd look better here. Let's see, this is ice going this way, so we want the arrows that way. And then over here, it'll go the other direction. There we go. Let's take these off and get some flanged ones. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Alright, then we're going to take all of this stuff out, because we're going to create a giant pad for the excavator to land on, or to park on. Alright, we might as well use these modded slopes since we have them. So this guy's a little bit more gentle coming back here on the pad. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's get this guy welded up. What are we doing on battery life? We got 1 tick. 25%? Yeah, we're alright. We'll get this guy charged up soon. I really should have plugged him into the base, but here we are. I was just looking at this, and we probably shouldn't use the steel plate. We should probably use the pavement stuff. I'm sure we can get some design in here with the... what are these things called? I don't know why I want to call them pavement. Yeah, the floor decals. We can get these ones with the stripes. I think we can get that in there. So I think I want to do the wheels. Alright, so the wheels are about 11 long. So let's see. We don't want to come all the way back. Maybe right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ugh, still think those should be steel plate as the first ingredient. Make placing a lot easier. I don't have much interior plate left, do I? How much interior plate do I have? I made a little bit more. That's all I got left. Alright, real quick. This thing is, yeah, 5, 6, 7 wide, but it's got a little bit of width of the wheels. So yeah, we should probably take these guys out and put ramps as well. Now let's get this guy backed into here and just see how it looks before we get too crazy with all the welding. Alright, how's that? Looks pretty good, I think. It's a little slippery on the tarmac here. The wheel settings are always a little bit different, the friction and stuff. But looks like our connector will be right here. We'll have to have some type of way to, like, curve it up to it. Yeah, so we're a little bit off, but not bad. Alright, I like the way it sits inside the lines, though. That's pretty good. And we are close, but not too close. That said, we should probably put some wheel chocks or something up here. I guess it could just be like these. There we go. Some wheel chocks. That'll work. Okay, that doesn't look too out of place. I thought it was going to be really tall and obnoxious, but that seems to fit pretty well. I'm okay with that. Ow, Deborah. Alright, let's get this guy charged up, wait for the storm to pass, and then we'll continue welding up this pad. Alright, I did a little bit of work off camera, got all these panels in here, and then I've got this opening here for our connector here. So I've got our lobster parked there, so we're definitely going to put something here. I'm thinking on a hinge. Let's get a conveyor there. And then we need to probably expose all of it, to be honest. Could I just do a simple piston? I'm probably overthinking this. Uh-oh. Seem to have trapped myself in here. That was not the intent. Okay, let's rotate this guy all the way up. That way, I don't know if it matters. We'll do that way. Alright, now in theory, this guy needs to have an upper limit of 0. Because if that... Yeah, because that's the positive angle. So that would be fully retracted, and we only want it to go up 1 block. I don't know, what do we want to try, like 20 degrees? It's pretty close, actually. And then this guy would be negative 70. Alright, that actually needs to be negative 70 here. And the upper limit is negative 90. Because we want this guy to have a positive velocity. Okay, there we go. What if we get a... Yeah, it's going to be slightly in there. Let's redo this one. I want to see if we get this guy sideways. Do we get any more clearance? Yeah, if we do this guy sideways this way, we get a little bit of clearance. I think we might be able to get a block right here and go across. Let's see. Could we fill this in with one of these slope stair things? All right, where is the ramp? There we go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Is this going to be any different than having a piston? Doesn't really look like it. I guess it gets us closer to the ground. I don't have to dig a deep hole. Which I guess that's a plus. Alright, so we'll have the first button be the reverse. And then we'll have the connector on there. There it is. Lock. And then unlock. Just so we can be explicit about it. Alright, that's pretty sweet. We might need to put some blocks down below because I see all that ice down there. But that works. Definitely keeps it more compact. So now we can come in... Let's see, that's the conveyor junction. So right here. Alright, there we go. There is our ice silo. And we need to plumb all the way over here. Maybe I should have put that as a sorter. I guess we can put the sorter anywhere we want. Right, there we go. Green line. Woohoo! Yeah, and that made me realize the sorter underneath here is going to be wrong. Yeah, it's going the wrong direction. We'll have to take this out and take this one out. Okay, there we go. We want the food to go outward towards the tardigrade pad. That's good. Huh, we should probably have a food category in here. That would be a good one. Let's see, engineered coffee, fruit, vegetables, mushrooms. There's one more that I'm missing, grain. And then there's a 6th one because I have a mod. Potato. So Edgar and I made a potato mod, so you can find that on the workshop. So hopefully we can find a potato soon. But we have 6 different things to grow, and we have 6 different trays over there, so this should be perfect. We'll have 1 item per rotating tray, and that'll be cool. And then this one here, we just want to make sure we don't backflow stuff into our ice silo. That just needs to say ice. And again, we're not going to do a drain all on this one. We want it to basically stay in those silos until it's needed. You know, it'll drain itself with the irrigation system. Or I'm thinking in here we may just get rid of this guy, that he doesn't load anything anymore. That this is more of just a service entrance to get in here, like the workers come in with some type of buggy or truck or whatever they're coming in. That said, we maybe should make a like personnel helmet or something that has seats or something in it, so these guys can get over here. That might be a good thing. And then over here, I guess we need to have some type of food delivery. The food will come into this silo, and then it'll come out through that port over there to get to the tardigrade. I guess we can come out the bottom of it, or another port. Is that guy turned? No, this guy is turned that way, so there's an output here and an output here for that. Or we can come up through the floor. It would be nice to have the dropper, though, go into the hopper of the Emmet. What to think about that? We'll have some type of drive-through. I guess it could come out here. Come out here, come over, and then the Emmet would drive through this way, and it would drop into it, like a grain silo. That might be the answer. We'll have to get a Emmet over here and try that at some point. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll connect up, and we will get all of our ice into that silo. Let's see, can I access from here? Yes, I can. There we go. It's all getting sucked into our irrigation systems, because they require a ton of ice, apparently. Oh yeah, they do. 52,000, 52,000. Alright, we got 189 left in the silo, that's good. These guys are running through material, though, to get all of those farms filled up. We'll let that do its thing before we plant anything for sure. We do have O2H2 generators. Oh, that's on the ship. Do we have one over here? I don't think we actually put in an O2H2 generator on this base. I think I was just going to rely on these farms, but I don't know if I should be doing that or not. Well, speaking of signals, we got one right here. Let's go grab it before it disappears. I doubt we will luck out and get a potato on the first shot here, but we need to just remember to go grab unknown signals like we did earlier to try to find coffee. Are my lights on? They are. I just don't have good lights pointing down, evidently. And we don't know if we got anything special, and we don't know what we got. Let's see. Unknown meal pack. Sure. Alright, since we got rid of that gun, we can put our railings back on. Let's see, is that the mid one? It is the mid one. Now I should probably make this a full airlock if we're going to go in and out of it to go to the excavator. Because right now it's just going to suck air. Yeah, kind of sucks air from that. I guess just affects this room. Our farms are still okay here because of all these doors closing automatically. I know somebody suggested, like, when the airlocks are open that these doors should lock, but I'm on a single player world, so I'm not worried about it. They take 1 second to close. I'm not going to be able to get out of here fast enough before that door closes itself. We don't have any cargo access around here, do we? I'm going to have to put a cargo access over here, so we can actually get seeds and stuff in here to plant. That would be good. Where am I going to do that? Yeah, we have enough tank space, that's good. Yeah, we're going to depressurize this room. Alright, I still think here is probably the best spot. Let's put a cargo access and a refill station there. That'll be good. And then we'll come under here and we'll connect up. Alright, we'll have an access door there. We can get cargo from the backside if we need to. And there, I guess, just a cap? Why not? There we go, and because the lobster's connected, we can get cargo access there. Cool. Okay. Now we can grow crops in here, and we need to come up with some type of harvester here. Or we're a 5x5 grid. I was thinking like a rotor or something, but maybe a hinge to push it back and forth. I don't really know. I don't know if that's the greatest spot for the port. I should have maybe done that as the port, and then it starts here and pushes out. I don't know. Those might get in the way now that I look at them. Oh yeah, I couldn't even get an advanced rotor here because the block is taking it up anyway. That would have to be a hinge. Which does take up a lot of space. Okay, so down in the floor here, we're going to put in a vent. And again, I just cut off my cargo access to there. Yeah, you know what? Let's put one on each end here that's a vent. That's good. And then that will be a T. And like I could put a T like this facing that way. Like you could hop in, but that would be kind of pointless, right? Alright, Willis Duck Corner. I guess we can walk around and get a look at those. Which means I probably do want access over here. Which there is like that transition piece, right? Yeah, there's this transition piece, so we can do that guy going down. Alright, there we go. Completely useless tube network, but we are pressurized, so that's good news. Which means we can come all the way around here and get out. and we have vent pressure. Okay, that works for me. Now we can get some type of system up here to harvest. Let's work on that. And technically this would collect. That is tall enough that it would collect a plant right off of there. And then we could do... I don't have the small ones on me, do I? No. Need just one more spot for our conveyor systems here, it feels like. I'm always fighting some little one. Then I could just pipe off... Oh no, it actually does block it. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, that would almost be cool if I could get that to work and then have it like rotated up. Like this guy could be stowed like this. This would almost work with something like this, that it would rotate up and then get down in there, harvest it, and then rotate back up. But then I'd have to have one for each of them, and where would this one get stowed? It would fold up here, and then this one would have to like fold... it might actually fold... No, it would. It's on the center line, it would fold into itself. If I could get a system in here and get small hinges on here, that would actually work. But somehow I need to get conveyors off of here. Alright, let's redo this real quick. Oh, I should have depressurized. Oops. Alright, here is what I'm thinking. We're going to get a connector here. A small inset connector. Okay, there we go. Connect on the side there with that one. Like that. Alright, I was never really quite happy with that orange beam anyway. We're just going to remove it entirely. Alright, now let's get a hinge on the ground here. It's just going to be temporary. Right there. Alright, this in theory should dictate our spacing. So there is our connector. There is our one going up. Okay, it's locked. We'll get a conveyor and stuff, or we'll get a landing gear on there and stuff at some point. But right now we have a stable platform to build off of with this hinge. See, that is going to be our center line where we want our hinge to be. See, that'll be the spot for hinge number 1. Means that can be a junction. So we have to come down one before we can hinge. If I put a hinge right here, then I put our block on it. Oh, I think I found the spot for our mag plates. That's good. Because that is the center line right there. Alright, we can have a landing gear on that side, or we can have a landing gear on this side. That doesn't look quite as good, but we could have one on the other end, here and here, when we get there. Yeah, let's do that. That'll at least be symmetric. Okay, now we're locked on. Now we can actually get rid of that if we need to. We'll keep it for now. There we go. Something like that. That's not too bad. We can still walk underneath it, technically. I like that we got a plan, though. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. Do I have any lasagna on me? Should we eat this unknown? Let's do it. Okay, no ill health effects yet. I think we're good. I don't think there's a delay in the effects. I think you would know immediately. Gonna fill this up to 100%, isn't it? Okay. Unknown food is good food. Let that be a lesson to you kids. If you find strange food on the floor, eat it. Results are good. Okay, perfect. And then we can just do rings like this. And more collectors. Alright, there we go. Got all 3 sections in, got them greebled. Basically, just painted them green to match the other side. We've got caps on that end, signs and stuff. Conveyor caps. I just hate having junctions that are exposed, so I got them all covered up. Beams on the top. You can see it better here. Yeah, just to kind of block all of those conveyor junctions, because I hate them. So I think that turned out pretty good. I got a button here. We'll put a button on the other side. Swings down. They'll harvest, and then we just gotta push them back up. We can either do it manually, or I could put it on a timer, you know, to bounce back up. We'll see how we want to do that. But we are connected there. We have landing gears in 4 areas, so we should be good to just get rid of this guy. Now, we should still be okay. Yep. As long as we don't disconnect that connector here, we should be fine. Alright, well that makes me happy. Now we need to get some seeds and stuff in here. Do we have any unknown signals? Oh, there is one. For real. Timing was bad on that one. Oh, look at that, we have another ice field out here. Right close to the base here. Alright, we got 15 plots, and I brought over a bunch of food. Why is it going away? Okay, it didn't go to our food silo. Where did it go? Or is it at this connector up here? It is this connector. It's because I have this collecting all to drain it from the ship in the blueprint. Yeah, there we go. Collect all. This guy is trying to collect all the stuff to get it into the tardigrade. That's not what we want. So at least we found it. And it is hidden inventory. Okay. Alright, food is not lost. We found it. Now, can I put it back in here without it disappearing? Yes, I can. Okay. Well, that was an adventure. Oh, I did see the new video that they released for the teaser for what's coming, for how to plant. I can't wait for that. I'm almost tempted to, like, wait to plant on the main farm until we get that update, because my goodness, this is going to be painstaking to plant all this. Right, there we go. We got 10 seeds of everything. We've got, what, 5 different plants for now, until we find potato. And then we've got 15 plots, so I guess 3 of each? Yeah. We definitely need that update. This is so painful, even just planting 15 of them. Oh well. Alright, cool. We got crops in. We did delete a light, now that I think about it. We should probably put that back. Light panel. This guy here. Alright, and then somebody brought up, like, when workers are over here, do they go back to base for lunch? Do they all just eat here in the lab? We don't really have, like, a rest place for them. Do they always go back to the apartment after their shift is done? So we don't have any, like, living quarters or break room or anything, really. Or restrooms, for that matter. So we should probably do that. And I was thinking we could come off here and make a building over there, like some type of habitat. Maybe a peanut or something might be good. Okay, well, we're just going to lose some air by drilling out here, and that's fine. But yeah, I think we could come out here and maybe put a peanut or something. And then before I do anything stupid, let's lock these doors. Yeah, if I put a peanut or something out here, does that look awkward? Looks a little out of place, doesn't it? Oh, come on. Alright, storm has finally passed. That was... almost died from Deborah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling the peanut or something similar. I think we need to just come up with some type of architecture off of this guy. See, the main base I did these, which would be probably better to do. No, I was thinking we could do like the bay window things, but those would probably be the better ones to do. Probably good, right? Give a little bit of walk space underneath, and then here, no need for the caution, we're not going to walk underneath that. That is too short, and we're not driving either. Alright, let's go grab that unknown signal. I still need to kind of think about what type of building we're going to do. Hey, there's the sun, yay! And we're not special today. What do you got? Ooh, we actually did get a potato. Okay. I think he's got a different rate than I do. I think this is like a 10-to-1 chance of getting it or something. Sweet. We got a potato. That makes me happy. How long it took us to find a coffee, find the potato on the first day. Great. That's pretty good. Alright, let's go in here and get our potato seed before we continue on with the building. We already queued up the potato seeds, I forgot about that. Looks like everything is done, except for the fruit. Fruit takes a while. Which is why I reduced these guys down, because, yeah, that was just a little ridiculous. Okay, let's go ahead. We don't have any sorters on this, now that I think about it. That's unfortunate. We probably should have put a sorter on here to suck it all out. Yeah, let's put the sorter right here. That works. Alright, let's go find that sorter. Alright, sorter for the seed harvesters. We don't really need to do anything except for drain all. That should be fine. It should put it in the closest one, right? Like, it should put it in here. Guess we'll find out. Nice. Did it put it in here? No, it did not. Where did it put it? Okay, that makes sense. It put it into the connector. That is a storage spot. That makes sense. Alright, we don't need our fruit. Wow, we actually got 7/7 on all of them. That's weird. Okay, there we go. We got a potato growing. Awesome. And then we got a bunch of stuff there. Let's put our seeds back. Sweet. Alright, let's go check out the menu real quick. want to show off this. All right, so here's the potato ones. Looks like they're coming first on the list for some reason. So we got Bruiser Bites, Mash Effect Bombs, Shepherd's Pie. We've got Ivan's Pottage. Duh. I love it. Wildlife Ale Me and Vodka VIX. We'll have to check those out at some point. All right, and for my recipes, I did update. I've got the new icons here. We got our roasted engineer coffee still. We got our coffee cake, our coffee brisket, which is pretty much just steak. It's got the same stats as steak. It just replaces the fruit that's needed here with a coffee, is all that does. All right, and then I added these two recipes. We got the Little OK Burger and the Sabroid Sushi. So these go with the restaurants that are in the apartment complex. We don't have any mammal meat or Sabroid meat, but maybe if we find some or we buy some, that'll help there. And then we got our dark roast coffee, our normal cosmic coffee, and then I made this, which is Serenity, which is a little play on Firefly. Think I can get lucky and drop it on the table? Ooh, look at that. All right, let me get Spectator here so we can really zoom in and you can see it. So there you go. Engineer Coffee Brewing, Serenity, I'm a tea leaf on the wind, and then there's some cool warnings and instructions, or not instructions. And then there's some cool ingredients and warnings over on the side, so make sure you read those. It's pretty funny. All right, and then I'm just going to cheat here for just a second because I want to show it off. All right, then here is the two meal packs, the Little OK Burger and then the Sabroid Sushi to go with the restaurants that we have over in the apartment complex. So those turned out pretty cool. All right, let's turn off creative and let's just grind those away. We're not cheating anymore, and we are good. Let's see, let's go out the airlock because we got that still depressurized. All right, so I did change the stats here. The Serenity gives you 6% battery. The Cosmic Coffee gives you 8% battery. And then the Dark Roast here gives you double the amount of battery because it requires 2 coffee beans instead of the 1. So that's what that does there. It doesn't really give you much health or food, but it does give you energy in your suit. So that's helpful. All right, do we want this building on stilts or on a foundation? I don't really know. I'm thinking a foundation just so it kind of matches everything else we got going on around here. But if I do that, then I could really just come down one and maybe we have this a 2-story. Like this is a split level. Goes down here, goes up there. When we get out the door. How far can we get with the floor here? That's about it right there. We can come out as far as we want. I think I'm something like this. It'll match over there, but at a 90 degree. We'll have the glass here. We'll have our like living room and whatever. And then we can have our kitchen in this area and a bedroom like over here, I think would work. So we could put our like inset kitchen stuff right here. All right, I think we'll drill through the ground and get our piping up over here. I was thinking about carrying the pipe underneath or showing it somehow, but I think we'll just do it underground piping over here would make the most sense. Which I guess we need probably another airlock. Maybe an airlock would be good here. All right, maybe a shell like this. I don't know how much of this we'll put in with glass. Otherwise we'll be living in a fishbowl, so we'll probably close off some of them with a bedroom or something. I'm thinking the door maybe here. We have the airlock? I don't know. So we come here and we come down the stairs right here. I guess that would put us right in the edge. That's a little awkward, so maybe we come down the side. Oh, there we go. You walk in here and you kind of have this overall view. I like that. Yeah, maybe this would be a good spot to have the door out. We could do like a door here, like that maybe. Vent could go there. See, but then you see it, and that's unfortunate. So maybe we'll do the vent down here. Do the vent down here like this, so we don't have to see the side of it. And then we'll put in... Oops. That was not what I wanted. So we can put in the vent like that. Yeah, we could put like the door here, and then we can have kind of like an alcove out. So you're gonna get like a little protection from the elements as the airlock cycles. So then the kitchen here. Yeah, we can put these blocks in. Okay, so like a dining area there. That works. Maybe this should be the vent here for the rest of the base. Let's do the same as what we're going to do over there. Is let's put... let's see, we got the vent right down there. And then we got the other one right here. So let's just dig out that floor because we'll have to take the conveyor over. There we go. There's a vent there. And then we'll have the conveyor right underneath there. See, the door can still go up here, but we'll put it sideways like that. So we can have this space here, because we're going to have a conveyor. That is where we can put a recharge station, maybe? Actually, let's put a survival kit out here. Put one of these new survival kits in. I don't know what we've used these. I don't know why I have all that HUD stuff on. Alright, so that guy's got a stove and a, you know, small sink, like a prep sink. So the one here with the better sink would be the one to go. Yeah, that'll work. And then here we can have a food processor. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, food processor there. And then we can just connect underneath the floor to go get it. And then we'll figure out the rest here. I think it's in here with the kitchen. It's got, yeah, all the terrariums. And, oh yeah, that guy. That's a good one. I forgot about that's existence. The Inset Entertainment Center. That's what I was after. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe there, actually. Maybe we do put in a terrarium. I don't think we built one of those. A desert terrarium seems very cruel on Mars, staring at the desert anyway. So we'll give a little bit of greenery. We'll have our toilet and shower like that. And then we need some door in here somehow, some way. We put in the inset couch so we can get that little greenery thing there. That'll work. And then here we'll extend out. So let's go out another section. Probably shouldn't have the floor concrete, to be honest. Might be a bit much for a bedroom, huh? Maybe we could have it? I guess technically I kind of messed with that. That should have been angled differently. Yeah, I've got so much space here to work with. We're going to push it out. Because, yeah, I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, technically these should be angled like this. Instead of having windows there, we're putting solid blocks. Alright, we're getting our butt kicked here by Deborah. We're going to go inside. We're going to get our medical center. Right here. Heal up, and then we'll grab some medical components so we can get that survival kit finished over there. Alright, we're all healed up, and of course the storm has passed. Okay. Well, whatever. Now at least we have a working medical center to heal up. It doesn't give us any oxygen, but that's okay. We should be okay for a while. I'm probably overthinking it. I don't need this extra room in here. We can use the upper space up here to have a 2-tier, so we can have the bedrooms up there. So this will be the kitchen down here, like we have. I just bumped it back. So then we could put our desk here, but let's do it without the chair, just so it doesn't get in the way of the door. That works. I kind of like it when it's tighter quarters. This is a lot of space right here. We might have to come up with something to knock that down a little bit. Alright, that's right. We didn't have those two kitchen pieces. We had the one kitchen here, and then this one was going to be the bigger sink with the coffee machine. And that is going to need to come out. We put in our food processor there. I would make this up here like a private bedroom. Like some guy up here gets the nice room. We'll do that, and then he gets his own bathroom. Yeah, I guess we got some dead space there that we can fill in. That's the food processor, that's that. Button panel, why not? That works. Up here, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's get some, like, interior blocks. Wow, look at that. I even ran out of steel plate. I expected to run out of glass and things, but, okay. Well, we're still like half full. What do we have on us right now? Detector components, antennas, motors, bunch of small steel tube. Wow, I can't believe it. We actually ran out of steel in the entire base here. We had, yeah, 133 left that I just loaded up. So we are definitely getting more right now in our assemblers. Let's see, I queued up, yeah, 5,000 more of those and those. Because I think we're out of construction components too. Alright, let's get our conveyor line drilled here. Let's see, I still have my drill on me. Yes, I do. Okay, then conveyor pipe, and then let's go underneath that, and then we'll just make sure we're deep enough that we're not going to come through the voxel randomly. Alright, and it's working. We're getting oxygen, so that means we are connected, and this also means that I can use this to get material out of. I'm thinking about putting a window in, but I think I'm just going to do that and keep it open. Because the bed's off to the side, the bathroom's off to the side, you can't see anything standing up here, and then all the oxygen can go into there. We don't have to worry about that. Alright, let's get a couple lights in here. We don't really have any lighting up here for the bedroom. Oh, that's unfortunate too. We got a conveyor there. Do we just live with it? I should just live with it. That's fine. Alright, this is pretty cool. I like it. We've got a living quarters now here in the farm area. I think it turned out pretty good. And it's got coffee. Always good with fresh coffee. Alright, got an event controller and a timer on here, so now this guy will come down and will pop itself back up after 2 seconds. There we go. So that's working. Now we got our seed room done, and I did patch up that little conveyor there, so I think we are done in this room now. Alright, this week is running away from me, but let's go ahead and get a couple modules done. Alright, this one here is the Hixon Incorporated Botanical Science Division. So let's go ahead and get this guy welded up, and then we'll find a home for him. Alright, cool. Let me go through and make sure everything got welded up, and then we'll do a tour. Keep forgetting about this feature that I need to turn on. Missing blocks and unfinished blocks. And... let's see, show on HUD, I think? Alright, let's do a tour. Alright, got a refill station on the front. Let's go ahead and close the door. Alright, we got a nice botanical lab going on. Got the clock, the weather, I like it. Nice sunroof. What do we got here? Experiment C-132. Nice, I like it. Here's another one from the assistant, Park Jung-ho. We've got a couple farm plots and then some irrigation below them. That's good. Alright, that's pretty cool. I like this right here, this algae farm. It's not plumbed in, so you gotta collect it directly from here. But that's kind of nice. It'll just kind of get filled on its own and then won't overfill your base with a whole bunch of algae. So that's pretty nice. So we've got another entry over here. Our food processors here, our cargo container, and then we've got a restroom over here. Perfect. And then down the stairs here is our irrigation. Oh, and there is our vent, and we are pressurized. Very cool. Alright, let's get this guy lifted up and find a home for him. Alright, I'm feeling the top right here because we've got a clear space on the top, so it's not going to mess with all the girders and stuff that are underneath for the landing pad there. So I think this will work great. We'll get a little bit of morning sun on that algae farm. Uh-oh, we got a conflict. That's not good. What do we got going on here? Oh, we have all those panels underneath. Might mess with the airtightness with those conveyors. We'll see. We are not airtight. I see the orange in there. See, we should be sealed all the way over to here. It's when we get into this corner. I think we could just replace this with a junction and we might be okay. Because there's nothing above it, so we're not going to see it. This is going to be the one little conveyor edge that we see, but it's in here. And we already have that guy. Alright, let's see if that helped. Hey, look at that, no more leaks. It's quite the graphical glitch. It's so weird how that happens. But I love that that door is just swinging. Oh. We're running out of hydrogen. Alright, well I think I forgot to mention it, but this is the Hixon Botanical Science Division. And it's by Jer Bear 1804. Make sure you check it out on the workshop. Alright, next up we got the Temple of Klang here by Lorekeeper Kuma. It's got some subgrids on the inside, but the outside is really clean. There's nothing going on the top or the bottom, so it'll kind of just fit in wherever we want it to. So that's cool. So I'm thinking this might be a good candidate for the one spot that we have on the inside. Over here. Right there. I think that'll be a perfect spot for it. Because it's always hard to find ones that fit on the interior. And that would flesh out this guy. So I think that's where we're going to put it. Alright, so we just need to grind out all of this support structure on the side. And we will be able to slide him in. Well, surprisingly, Klang is not fighting me much on this. The subgrids are really solid, so nice job there. Let's see, let's go all the way around the track here. I hope we don't mess with the subgrids when we snap it in there. Sometimes it messes with it, so hopefully we can get this guy in here. Without messing up too much stuff. Well, that's unfortunate. My hooks are in the way. I grabbed it right at the wrong spot. Let's see, can I maybe get some support out here? That should help. Okay, now we should be able to let it go. Or can we let you go and still grab you? Oh, I think we're attached. Oh. Alright, let's go ahead in and take a look at the inside of this module. Alright, we can actually take the elevator on this one. Oh yeah, this is our Sabroid sushi place. I still need to fix that sign. It's really dark and I don't know why. Alright, it's down over here on the interior. I need to fix all those signage. Yeah, there we go. Temple of Clang. Do we trust it? Probably not. Let's go ahead and close this bulkhead. And we'll close that one. And we are depressurized. That's sad. Alright, I'll see if I can fix that airlock. Hey, I don't want you to do it anymore. Stop it. Alright, let's go ahead and do a tour though. Alright, here is the Temple of Clang. Is it pressurized in here though? Oh, it is. He's got a small grid. Self-pressurized in here. Alright, here is the Temple of Clang. I like it. We've got pews. And a pulpit over here and some porches. With the hydrogen tanks. I really like that. That's really cool. What do we got over here? Here's our steps up. All hail the almighty Clang. I love it. Okay, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Let's see if we can do something with this air tightness though. Yeah, we're gonna lose air no matter what we do there, because it's small grid. What is that? Locking pistons? Do I want to hit that? Did something. There was a noise there. Oh, is it because these half blocks and these ones aren't sealed? Is that why? We do like this, and would that help it? Yeah, we could. Okay, let's go do that. Let's just take off these. We don't have to worry about the interior space there. Oh, there's that locking piston that it was the button push. Okay. Oh, Deborah. So rude. Alright, well it took a bit of work, but I got it all replaced. These guys under here were just panels. I had to replace them with half blocks. These guys are now the 2x1 slopes instead of the little tiny corners. But that did it. That pressurized everything, so we are good there. And now we are fully pressurized on the inside here. We'll still have the air loss between the subgrid, you know, the small grid and the large grid, but that's just the bug of space engineers. But that's all working. Alright, well I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, but I think we got some stuff accomplished. We got some ice silos in, we've got quite a bit of crops grown, we got this little habitat here for our farm workers, and we got a couple modules in, so it was fairly productive. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. Hopefully next episode we can get back on track with the monorail and get our launch facility, or at least get closer to it. Alright, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.